I tested whether I can use AI to go from a character idea all the way to a production-ready design. And the workflow actually works, but there are some key parts where you still need to step in. Hi, welcome to Zen Character Lab. I'm Zen. In this test, I used Nano Banana to build a full 2D character workflow, starting from a simple character brief and pushing it all the way to a basic turnaround sheet. The goal here is not perfection. I just want to see if this pipeline is actually usable. Let me give a quick overview of this whole process. I start by generating silhouette ideas. Then I test if I can lock the silhouette and the design inside it. After that, I refine the design with my own rough sketch. And finally, I turn it into a production-ready character. Before generating silhouettes, I made a very simple character brief just to set a clear direction. Without these, the AI output can be very random and hard to control. It's a rebellious punk teen girl, high stylized, more toy-like, with a shorter proportion around 4 heads tall. For the shape language, I'm mainly using round shapes. So I started with the silhouette generation. I used the prompt we set up earlier to generate a few silhouette ideas and see what kind of results I could get. The results are usable, but they feel a bit generic and not very expressive. Also, some of the silhouettes add too much internal detail, which makes them feel too busy and harder to read. So I just keep generating until I find one that's closer to the kind of shape and silhouette I'm looking for. And I ended up picking this one. It's simple and the head shape kind of looks like a mushroom, which makes it more recognizable. Then I tested if I could lock the silhouette and design inside it. I asked Nano Banana to lock the silhouette and generate the character inside that shape. I also included the character brief again just to make sure it stays aligned with the direction. It actually kept the body shape pretty well, but it changed the head silhouette more, especially the hair. I didn't really mind that because some of these changes gave me new ideas. So even though it wasn't fully locked, it was still useful for exploration. Another interesting thing is that Nano also labels the punk style direction for each variation, which makes it easier to read and compare the ideas. At this point, I'm not expecting a final design from AI. I'm using it more as idea generation. I like these spiked mohawk hair and outfit idea, so I just picked this one and move forward with it. At this point, I like the hair and outfit ideas, but the proportion and overall style are still not really in my intended direction. So I decided to step in and create a rough sketch based on these ideas and pushed it toward my own style. I also added flat color to make the design direction clear. After that, I fed the rough sketch back into Nano, and I also uploaded one of my own character images as a style reference. So the goal here is not just to clean up the sketch, but to push it closer to the specific style I want. You can also add written notes directly on the image to guide the changes. And the Nano is actually really good at reading those notes. This part works really well. Nano is drawn at taking rough visual input and turn it into something much cleaner and more presentable. It's not a perfect one-to-one translation, but it gets close enough and it gives me a strong base. Then I did a small paint over in Photoshop to adjust a few details. I made the head a bit bigger, simplify some of the spikes on the choker, and changed both the sleeves and the bottom of the shirt into a spiked edge. I also added a bigger pin and a patch, and removed color from the sole of the boots to keep it cleaner. After the paint over, I tested the next stage, which is turning it into a 3D style character render. I tried a few directions, like Blender style rendering, Pixar-like rendering, and a lower poly mobile game styles. And this is actually one of the Nano's stronger parts. The results look really good. Then I tested simple turnaround and the pose variations. And overall, the character stays consistent enough for a 3D artist to build a model from it. So this is the final character. And it shows that this workflow can go from idea to a usable production-ready result. Looking at the whole process, I think one important thing is that different AI tools are strong at different parts of the workflow. From this test, Nano works really well for refining and cleaning up designs. But when using mostly text prompts, the silhouettes, shapes, and proportions are not very dynamic or expressive. So if you want stronger and more interesting designs, you either need to guide it with references or refine that parts yourself. So for me, the way this workflow is, use AI for exploration and refinement, and step in when you need more control over the design. In the next test, I'll try using Midjourney for silhouette generation to see if it improves this part of the workflow. If you are testing your own workflow, I'll be curious where AI works well for you and where it starts to break. And if you are into this kind of workflow testing, I'll be sharing more experiments like this.